here we go again. Once again, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. That's right, we're doing it. It is Friday, June the 6th, 2025. Thank you for joining me wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, down south in the United States of America, it's further down south, Mexico, South America, over there in Europe, all of Europe, Asia's, the Africa's, Antarctica's, the Arctic, over there underwater, in a submarine, in a nearby volcano, in an apartment building, way up high in the penthouse unit, or all the way down in P3, and beyond, drilling to the center, to the core of the earth. Wherever you are, or in outer space, if you're floating up there in the space station, hello, grazie, bon voyage, or come back anytime you like. Hello, it's Friday, we're doing it. Let's get a sip of this bad boy. There's a lot of exciting things that are happening. I'm titillated already. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, because the world just is. Life is just really, it's fun to be alive. I'll tell you that. I'm just glad to be alive. And if you are alive and kicking today is a brand new day, just like yesterday was. And tomorrow will be. Well, let's get a sip of this, because life is good. It just gives in different ways. It just gives, sometimes, and it's the little things that add up to the big things. But nonetheless, that's neither here or there. Let's get right into it. Let's have a little bit of fun. And we'll get going. I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, it's just come to my attention that there is, after doing many years of research online, looking at observing porn, of course, for scientific purposes and research, I've noticed that there is a category. Some of you guys may have noticed that as well. Some of you ladies out there might have noticed that as well. There is a category, it's called family porn, or the family category. And I thought to myself, most individuals happen to watch or consume porn by themselves on an individual level. But there's this category created for the family, which got me, despite the fact that there's many wonderful things going on in the world, it got me a little bit sad. It got me a little bit, but it didn't turn into a full-blown downer, just because I believe together we can actually help each other out. Because there is this family porn category, but individuals are watching, and it's supposed to bring families together. So why aren't people getting together? Why aren't families getting together and watching family porn? Which is crazy, because there's a whole genre dedicated to the nuclear family, or the new nuclear whatever, just the family unit in general. Yet no families are watching porn together. My heart, it just genuinely goes out to the people in the production, the actors, the actresses, the cameramen, the lighting people, or even if you're doing it, it's a smaller crew, even if you're just doing it with a bunch of people, doesn't matter how big or small, that doesn't matter. These people are hard working individuals, and they're making a category for the family, and not too many porn categories cater to the family. Most of it is consume it by yourself, or at most with a partner, or if you're really getting crazy, with multiple partners. But not too many cater to the family unit, which is, the family is one of the most important things in life. They say that family is one of the 12, 13 pillars of society that keeps this little blue marble occupied and turning, and it turns day into night and night into day, and keeps the engines moving, and the bills printing, and the gasoline pumping, and the food ingesting, and the tooting and fruiting, if you know what I mean. So it's just sad, because we do have it out there. There's dedicated people that are creating these contents, but I just like to, if we can together, I don't know how we can. I believe it all starts small. There, baby steps, as we've learned along the way. Sometimes in life, it is indeed one step forward, two steps, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. One teeny tiny small step at a time. Talk to your family, gather around, next time you're like, wondering, what do I do? It's Friday evening, it's Saturday, it's Sunday, it's the weekend. What do I do with there's an entire category of porn dedicated to the family unit. Please sit around, support some creators out there, and enjoy a product that's made specifically for you and your family. So do not deprive yourself of this opportunity, and let's support each other. Again, the family, which is all of us, really and really, we're one large family, the human society. So help each other out, consume the products that are being made out there with your family, and do not hesitate. Next time you're at a party, next time you're at a fundraising event, next time you're at a charity event, trying to what can we do together? What can we? I'm telling you right now, if we could just get together as a family and just support one another, and so consume it, talk about it with your neighbors. Next time you want to go to a town hall meeting, bring it up to the local municipal level politicians. At least it is all grassroots, so please spread the word. Again, it's raising awareness so that family porn can be consumed by actual families out there. Let's join hands together and really make a little difference, despite the fact that it may seem small today. Down the line, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to get ahead of myself, of course, but this could really make a dent. So please, do your little part, but have fun out there. Oh, that's good coffee right there. I'll tell you what, there's been a weird incident happening in nature. I don't know what's causing. A bunch of different stuff has actually been happening in nature, which has been peculiar and weird, questionable, some may say, in Florida, in the beautiful United States of the Americas. On the coast of Florida, there have been numerous amounts of 9-armed sea stars found on the coastline, on the beaches of Florida. Nobody knows why these 9-armed sea stars are getting on the beach, but people are stumbling upon them. It is catching people off guard, to be honest with you. And it's one of those things in nature. Most often we do see things, whether it's animals, plants, anything we do. If it has arms or typically speaking, the number of limbs are even number of limbs. So this is actually freaking people out, because this 9-armed, that's right, it's got 9 arms. 9-armed sea star just landed on the beach, freaking people out. Ladies are screaming, running around frantically. Children are bleeding from their eyes at the sight of this 9-armed creature. And that's not even the worst part. Majority of them have 9 arms. Some of them can grow up to 40 arms. These sea stars, and they're quite large actually, differing sizes, but nonetheless like a large size pizza. Some of them are that big, and they can grow up to 40 arms, which is quite alien-like. And during these times, I know these words and phrases get tossed around, and for better or worse, we are trying to experiment and learn and grow and discover more together. What are they? What really are their arms get detached and they regrow, these regenerative arms? You're regenerating arms out there. So it is weird, but it is happening. Nobody knows why they're coming onto the beaches. Some of this is alarming, of course, but we should be able to deal with this. I do recommend we can tackle this together. There is a portion of the community, I don't know what the statistics, I don't know, last time I checked, it was around 76.5% of the population out there happens to be hentai fans. Hentai erotica, that is. And that is tentacle porn is what I'm trying to tell you. 76.5, that's again, according to my stats, but you look it up by yourself, please do your own research. 76.5% of the population is into tentacle porn. Now, there is no direct correlation between tentacle porn and the rising amounts of sea stars, 9-armed sea stars on the coast of Florida. But nonetheless, there is a problem. I see solutions all around us. Get these beautiful people who are into tentacle porn to just, take a couple of days out of their, and I know everybody's busy, but that's the thing. We all, everybody chips in one little bit at a time, and you'll be surprised as to how much we can accomplish together. Get these hentai tentacle porn lovers on the beach, and all I see is opportunities, meeting, great timing, and willing individuals. These sea stars, again, bare minimum 9 arms. You've always dreamt of getting fucked by a octopus, an octopi, a group of just jellyfish. This is as good as it gets. They're on our beaches now. They've come onto land. They're on our territory. It's one thing to be said about humans going out into the water and fucking sea creatures, but now they're on our turf. So it's our terms, our rules. Let's play, motherfuckers. So grab these sea stars. I'm talking ladies specifically. You've obviously, due to nature and biology, you do have more orifices available to you, and most of the tentacle porn happens to be scenes of octopus penetrating female vaginas, if you will. So I want the ladies to, again, once again, this is my message, my wish for my sister out there, to do not hesitate to use multiple C's. I know they've got 9 arms, but again, if you can each grab 2-3 of these and put them all over your back, just occupy them until we figure out what to do with these sea turtles. Gentlemen, do not be, flabbergasted. Do not be shy about saying to yourself, I don't have that many orifices. My pee hole is way too small. But you've got an asshole available to you, and you got a mouth hole, and God gave you 2 ears, or nature gave you 2 ears, whichever one you like to fall into. Who cares? Doesn't matter. The point is, we've got some sort of a problem here on the beaches of Florida, and we got to wrap it up and do this together. Please occupy these sea stars for the time being. We need at least 2-3 weeks to really get this under wraps. So have sex with them. I don't know if they're alive. Some of them are dead, but nonetheless, until we figure out why they got here, how they got here, and what are we gonna do with them, we do need to occupy them. So go ahead and use them to fuck yourself and it, of course. If they are dead and dry and they're quite large, like I said in the beginning, I assume they could be, if you there are people, I go to the beach sometimes, it's been a while, but I can look back in old memory lane, the times that I've been to. You do see people on the beach who do throw around the old frisbee. A sea star is very much like a frisbee, but much, and if it's dead, I'm not sure if they go full stiff, but I think they go full stiff. So you could use it as a frisbee on the beach, toss them around so that they're not just lying down there on the ground, freaking people out. People are stepping on them. It's quite alarming, but nonetheless. And again, if you really want, if you're into use it, if you're a ninja out there, if you're a ninja, practice it. This is a great, I know ninja stars are typically smaller. They're maybe, the size of the palm of your hand. These are actual sea stars, quite large, but you could get a couple of throws out of them. And if you are, if it's like a different couple of, ninja gangs going at each other, I do recommend you do use these as your weapons. It's, what you probably get once, 2-3 until they break off. And again, if they're dead, they're not going to be able to regrow their arms, but I bet you can take down 2-3 people at least with them, or if work with them is what I'm trying to tell you. It takes all of us. It's weird. Nobody knows why they got there, but they got there. And let's just, every individual, again, if we do a little bit, it goes a long way. So we got this, and I'm with you, Florida. Don't fret. No fear, baby. One step at a time. Oh, sippy for me. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, nature's been getting weird. Animals are doing weird shit. First it was the sea stars. Now different news from down under. Hello there, governor. Or doesn't matter, Australia's. I love Australia. I've never been. Feel like there's something that there's places that draw you to them. Australia happens to be one of those places. I don't know what it is about Australia, New Zealand. A lot of places actually on earth happen to have that. I've got that feeling about a lot of places. Some more than others, of course, but nonetheless, Australia happens to have, for some reason, because you're down there and your past is interesting and your present is interesting too, but it's not about the people or the actual place itself. It's about the animals inhabiting this place right now. Cockatoos, Australian cockatoos, ladies and gentlemen. It's come to my attention that this beautiful bird, it's parrot-like, it's very beautiful. It can, fly, say a couple of words here and there maybe, and brings joy to people. That was up until very recently. As of now, we've discovered that these cockatoos are going on water fountains. They have actually sat down together, observed human species and their behavior, and learned from observing how to maneuver the water fountain so that they can take sips now using the water fountain out there, whether it's in a park or just, out, wherever water fountains can be found, like in a, maybe they're going into offices by the water cooler. Who knows? Maybe some people have water fountains in their backyard or inside their homes. Doesn't matter. Wherever these water fountains are, these cockatoos are getting access to them. They've learned to shift their body weight, move around their feet, both of them, and just fucking tweak and turn until they get a little spout going and they start drinking and they're taking sips. And this is, again, it's one of those things that I don't know how fast the evolution process is going to be here, but it is alarming because it's not the only thing that they've recently been able to do. They've also been able to go ahead and remove lids off of containers outside. I don't know what kind of containers they're taking the lids off of, but they're doing it. These cockatoos are beginning to mimic human behavior, and they have the advantage of flight. I say we nip it in the bud right now. If you see a cockatoo, if you see a water fountain nearby, put a plastic cover over the. I say we get rid of the water fountains for the time being, just so that, because it's all fun and games. Yeah, beautiful bird, not a big deal. Cockatoos can get a sip of the old water fountain. You'll say today, yeah, sure. Today they're getting a sip from the water fountain. Tomorrow they're taking their driver's license exam. The next day they're applying to go to college. After that, they are getting a part-time job to support themselves. Sure, a few years goes by, next thing you know, they've got a opportunity maybe at a law firm or something. They're also selling real estate on the side. Next thing you know, they're opening up businesses. Next thing you know, 10 years has passed by, 15 years has passed by. Now this cockatoo is owning half the fucking block, doubling the rent, gentrifying the entire neighborhood, and still has the ability to fly, making our future children slaves. Cockatoos are going to be just eating our babies if we don't stop them now. I can tell. It's just a hunch. I may be wrong. Fine. I'd rather make a mistake and be wrong than risk losing it all with you. So please, take a stand. If you see a cockatoo, just kind of just make a little if you see them near, because they've got access to water out there. It's not like they can't go to a little river or they can't go to find a little puddle of water. They are watching us. Who knows how fast they can type? Good thing is we don't even need typing anymore. That's right, everything can be voice command if you really need it, but they also mimic the sound and the voices so they can talk a little bit. And another alarming thing is that they're going back to other cockatoos and teaching them shit that they've learned. So this is actually quite scary, but I believe the human species is still top dog. I don't know what else to do with them. I know there's a whole and I love animals, don't get me wrong here. But we do need to kind of, impede the evolution process if we can, because who knows what's around the corner. Yeah, cute little cockatoo today, problem tomorrow. Nip it in the bud, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying fuck it right there, you know what I mean? And that just simply means relocation, if you catch my drift right there. But nonetheless, maybe, invite them over, friendly get together, put them in a hot tub, bring out the shrimp cocktail, feed it to them, learn what they've learned from us. Maybe we can learn a few things from them. Maybe humans can learn to fly. That's all I gotta say about that, ladies and gents. Gen Z parents, talking to you. I don't know if millennial parents fall into this. It's crazy to say that out loud because I read it and I'm like, Gen Z parents. That's right, Gen Z parents. It's like yesterday we were just talking on a day where it's crazy. I remember myself I remember the generation of millennials. It's crazy how fucking stupid time. But nonetheless, Gen Z, they've got their parents now, apparently. That's what they're doing. Fucking A. But you know what they're not doing, apparently, and I don't know this, but I simply know it because I read an article. Gen Z parents are not reading to their kids. That's what it says. Gen Z parents and young parents in general are not finding it fun to read to their kids. I don't know the effects of this, but let us extrapolate together. Let us look at the past and see what the impacts of reading to your kids has been. And now let us look at the present, and then maybe we can get a glimpse into the future of what the impact of reading to kids may be. Past, people may have read to their kids things, and I get it. Reading, it could be, it's one of those things you gotta learn to like. You gotta learn to, it's not necessarily For some, it may be. For some, maybe. But it's not one of those. It's not like tits. It's not like it doesn't just automatically click. I get it. I get it. It's not like puss and, for some cat out there. I get it. It's not always the automatic, like, this is fun. Doesn't register like, but yeah, it is a learned habit, but it could be fun. It is really fun. Some parents in the past may have read to their kids. Maybe not even the liking to do it, but they did it. Some of them, that was kind of a trend. You saw that at least in movies. Some families did it in real life. You saw that. Maybe a father or a mother sat down at one point, cracked open a book and read a couple of chapters. Night, night, kiss on the forehead, repeat for a few years until the kid can learn to read by him or herself. That was nice. Classic. Kid went to school after, grew up, went through, milestones, this, that, and the other, married, job, creating a family, buying a home, buying property, investing, dipping into the stock market, investing some more, looking at gold, traveling abroad, maybe having a second family abroad. All right, fine, maybe not a second family, but definitely a decision made overseas that is not going to be talked about once we get back home now, is it? No. What happens in Bangkok and stays in Bangkok. But nonetheless, that was the past. That was the not too distant past. And all sorts of people did this simply by starting to get, to familiarize themselves with the joy of reading and learning to read and whatnot. I don't know. It has its benefits. It gets society going. Low vibration, but nonetheless still gets the society going. And I should say, reading books to kids did not always work out quite well. Because we did have instances where people read to their kids and their kids still managed to, not be that ideal citizen, let's just say. But we've had it pretty good. For the most part, gradually speaking, we've done really bad things constantly for the grand scheme of things, eagle eye perspective, looking out from above or some shit, eye in the sky stuff, big picture and big pic energy, things have always gotten better as we've come along and will continue to get better. But reading to your children has always been a part of that. Now, apparently, kids are not being read to, and I get it because of all the tech that we've got. You got your personal phone, you got your computer, your laptop, you got your iPads. It's fun, it's fast. You have to read. I get it. You're not reading to the kids, but let's just examine this. For the most part, reading has contributed to a lot of good for children and society, and then turning them into good, outstanding citizen, positive, contributing members of society. Now let's just eliminate reading from Johnny. Little Johnny doesn't get read to because millennial or Gen Z parents find it a little bit too, it's not as fun. It's not as fun, they say. Yeah, little Johnny is gonna, guess what? Some of the parents in little Johnny's class are gonna be reading, or he's not even in school yet. Little Johnny is in a group of kids he's not met yet. Let's just say that he's like 1 or 2. Some of the parents are maybe reading to Sally or Lucy out there, or Jimmy, and that's good. But little Johnny never got read to. Guess what? He's not gonna learn how to read, and that sucks. Maybe you didn't even teach him the alphabet. Maybe he gets to preschool or pre-kindergarten, or I forget what comes with kindergarten. That's the first one. And some of the kids may know a few letters, and maybe they're speaking and they're talking and they know a little bit. They can read a couple of words, write a couple of words, dog, mom, cat, dog, this, that, and a little tiny. They know little Johnny doesn't have a fucking clue, man. Little Johnny's out there, books hanging out, just book city right there, just snot dripping down. That's little Johnny right there for you, sticking his finger in his eye. And sticking in his nose and his ear, poking his eyes some more. He's got a little pink eye, little Johnny. He doesn't know how to read, and he doesn't know the basic letters, and that's okay. They'll say the school system will teach them that. Sure. But the habit of reading has not been instilled in little Johnny, and all of the other kids are picking up books when they're going to school, and their teacher's like, pick a book, they'll take them to a library show. Johnny's never seen a book. Johnny sees a book, he throws up. Because parents at home are looking at books and throwing up their projectile vomit. They're taking their kids, putting them on their laps, grabbing a book and vomiting. And it's scaring Johnny. So Johnny has a reaction to books. Johnny throws up in the library, moved from the library. And this perpetuates one day at a time, Few years goes by, he's in a special class. Few years goes by, the special class can't take him anymore. They move him back to Gen Pop. He grows up, graduates high school barely, but let's just be honest with you. It wasn't really worth it keeping him there in the first place. Let's just get him moving, shall we? Well, Johnny's out there. Oh, he's hanging out with the wrong crowd now. He's going out late at night. You don't know where he is. You don't know where he's been. You don't know who he's with. Finding the wrong crowd, find a wrong crew. Oh, they're in a back alley somewhere, playing with marbles, playing with dice, playing with cards. Somebody has a knife in their hand. Maybe somebody else has another knife in their hand. Maybe they're just fucking, playing with knives. You know how you were a teenager once. And the next thing you know, they put the knives away. They go do some sporting activities, because that's what you did as well, some sporting activities. Let's not make it all seem like he's got something going. At least he's interested a little bit in sports, but we all know that's for a limited time, isn't it? Because why? Johnny didn't get read to. Next thing you know, Johnny's out there sitting in some stranger's car. What are we gonna do? Let's go rob a liquor store, says a friend. Johnny has not been able to actually formulate any thoughts because he's not been read to. He doesn't know his alphabet fully. Missing a few letters. Placing numbers in between the alphabet doesn't matter. A G and a 9 do look similar, kind of. It's late at night, they've scouted the place, they go in, rob the liquor store, come out thinking they've gotten away with it. Beep, 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 beep. What is that? The old red and blue. Next thing you know, Johnny's face smacked on the back of the cop car. Spread your legs. And some old middle-aged man, let's just get a good image, tapping your son from behind right there. Everything you may say or may think of saying will and be used against you, or so know your rights, as the copper says to the young delinquent. Next thing you know, Johnny ends up in the slammer, spends a couple of nights in jail. Next thing you know, you think he learned his lesson, that should be it. But guess what? He befriended some even worse friends in jail time. Now he went from petty criminal to big time, or at least Mr. It's not going well for Johnny. Johnny's made some real bad friends this time. He's got some real bad consequences that he's facing, all because why? Way back when, a parent said, you know what? Play with this iPad, little Johnny. I don't like reading. Johnny comes out the slammer, and he's got a little plan with his buddies. They're gonna go rob a bank this time. Next thing you know, it's an afternoon. It's a hot summer afternoon, isn't it? It always is. Shirts flailing in the background, just because they're not buttoned up that tightly, if you know what I mean. It's that kind of summer day. Beads of sweat dripping down people's foreheads, tits glistening from the heat, of course. Bless them tits. But nonetheless, Johnny's got to decide now. Do I go ski mask? Do I go thigh-high socks, ladies' thigh-high socks? Or do I go bandana? His older buddies smack him in the face and just pick one. There's only 3 of us, and there's 3 options. Either put the stocking over your head, the ski mask, or the bandana. We gotta go in cocking. That's right. 12:35. I didn't say a time before, I just said it now. It's 12:35. It's still in the afternoon, just early afternoon, doesn't matter. Let's make it 3:35. Does that feel better? Just because later in the afternoon, you fucking focusing on the wrong things, aren't you? 3:35, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're going in, they're right there. Everybody stand still and drop your pants and raise your hands and wiggle your butts. This is a robbery. It's a bank robbery. This is Johnny Bank robbery time. The next thing you know, sure, they're clearing out the safe. They're getting all the loot. They're getting all the diamonds and everything. And guess what? One of the guys is waiting in there in an old beaten Chevy. It doesn't matter what kind of car they drive. They got an old beaten Esca. It doesn't matter. He's outside and let's go, Johnny. We gotta go. And somebody gets nervous, shoots somebody in the leg. They happen to be up on the ceiling. It doesn't matter. Somebody got shot in the leg. I said no shooting. We're not gonna take any lives today, says Johnny boy. They get outside and they think they're gonna get away with the next thing. They're on the highway being chased by cops. They dodge the cop cars, but guess what? Helicopters are coming in. Stop your vehicle. We're gonna blast your car with the helicopter rocket launcher. Johnny's friend gets frazzled, starts shooting at the helicopter. There's a guy in the helicopter with an AK. He shoots at the guy who's driving. The guy has been driving. Johnny's car is now shot in the crotch. He can't drive anymore. Johnny and him gotta switch sides. They're doing cock to face rotations because it's tight, and it's really tight. Cock to face right there, and we've all been there. Some of us maybe more than others. Let's not judge. Nonetheless, Johnny gets behind the wheel. This is your final warning. We're gonna blow your car up if you don't return and park your car somewhere safe. Next thing you know, Johnny's having a very difficult decision to make. Do I press it all the way and go for it, or do I pull over and face the consequences? I'm not gonna end this story right here. You imagine what happens to Johnny. Did he A, press the gas, get away with it, or end up getting blown up by a cop helicopter? 2, pull over. B, turn around, park somewhere, get arrested, go to jail, makes them even worse, friends. And I tell you, friends, which is worse? Moral of the story? You know, if I can read to your kids, I guess. But honestly, some kids got read to, and still that stuff still does happen to. So it's not like, you know, it's not 100% yet. And besides, like, tech is doing like a lot of heavy lifting nowadays, and I don't know. I think it's Chip City in the future. I think so. I'm not quite. They say, you know, read an article. It says singularity will be here in 5 to 10 years. So I don't know. Parents don't want to read. Maybe kids don't want to read. All in all, things are gooch for now. But we'll see how these kids turn out in the future, as they say. We'll see. It might go really well. It might be that we might learn down the line that reading has actually led to all the world problems. We might learn that if people are just, you know, flashing emojis at each other, that'll make for a better world. Who knows? We'll see. Ladies and gents. Specifically, ladies, I should say that this one's for you. I've thought about this. What does a lady like to do when she's by herself? Oh, number 1 answer, masturbate, of course. And what is the number 1 feeling a woman wants to feel? Top 5 feelings a woman, top 10 feelings, top 5 is a safe, but top 5, what is one of the top 5 feelings a woman wants to feel? Safety. Thank you for writing in the comment section. A woman wants to feel safe, and a woman likes to masturbate. And oftentimes women do use dildos. But I said to myself, could we somehow take this experience, make it fun, and keep it safe? And you're like, well, it's quite safe if they're by themselves. But could it be safer is what I asked. Could it be safer? And I sat down and really reflected on this for hours under a tree. Got a real nice, my back is burnt. You don't know that. It could be burnt from the sun. It could be, but it doesn't matter. I thought about it long and hard, and I realized, you know what? Is there another portion of the population that likes to, you know, use a stick or, you know, an assistant, you know, some sort of an aiding device, something that gets them going. And I had to look at the elderly. They use canes, some of them. I've noticed that. And back in the day, not so much anymore, because we've said goodbye to that, I guess, unless some people may be doing concealed carry. I don't know, but some canes, as you may all know, carry swords instead. They're like sword/cane combos, which is quite nice. Sometimes you used to see that old people walking next to, you know, 2 of them were like, you know, squaring up and they're about to go at it. It's an old fucking, you know, duel via sword. And they did that shit. But that's been the past. We don't have that anymore. But I thought to myself, why shouldn't the female population not take benefit of this technology that we've had so long for, you know, as long as I can remember? It's been with us since the dawn of humanity, as a matter of fact. It was one of the first things that got invented. Swords and canes together, they went hand in hand. But nonetheless, we are here today. Ladies, I've decided to create the dildo dagger. You're welcome. Inside of your dildo, once you're finished or halfway finished or almost there, should you ever feel the need that I could actually, you know what, go ahead and raise the safety levels on this bitch, always feel confident, always know deep down inside that there is a knife or a dagger inside your vagina, inside your dildo. That is really, really good to know, because you never know. Sure, 100% of the time or 99% of the time you've masturbated and everything's been fine. But what about that one time? That, let's say you're in a wagon of sorts, you're in your little room, resting, you're all by yourself, traveling across country just to get a little different scenery, if you know what I mean. Maybe you just, whatever, you wanted to go meet some family, friends. Maybe you wanted to look at a new job, and then maybe you just want to take a couple of photos. Maybe you just want to read a book. Doesn't matter. You're in your little room in your train, and you're going across the Midwest or the prairies, wherever you happen to be, zigzagging through the landscape. Beautiful scenery. Nighttime comes. Choo choo, choo choo. It's a nice good night choo choo. It's telling you, you know what? Time to relax. Time to pull down the shades. Time to get a little shut eye, relax, and wake up in another state, province, territory. Who knows where? It doesn't matter. And you know what? Before you fall asleep, you're like, why don't I grab I've got my cute little female purse. Why don't I just grab the cute little female purse, this bottomless purse, any size, but they seem to be bottomless nonetheless. Never-ending amount of items inside these bottomless female purses. You grab your bottomless female purse. You reach in there. You're like, mommy likes to, fucking treat herself. It's been a little, never masturbated on a train. It'll be fun. Let's feel the vibration of the train tracks from below, but also go hand to badge via dildo. Typically speaking, you would have reached down in your purse, grabbed your dildo, and gone to town on your little beanie, flicking it right there. Fucking Flick City. Choo choo, Flick City, choo choo. We're going in a tunnel. It gets dark. Choo choo. Clit City. We're in a tunnel. Next thing you know, you hear ruffles and a scuffle break out in the wagon or the room next door, and you're wondering, what do I do? You clench your tits, and you took off your entire corset and everything. That's right, you were wearing a corset. You know how hard it is to put that corset back on. By the time you get all the straps tightened up and ready, kind of square up and maybe punch somebody in the face, somebody might be in your room in that train. And guess what? You're out there, sweetheart, with nothing and nobody to protect you. But guess what? Today's a different day. Reach for your dagger dildo and stab the motherfucker that's been causing the ruckus on the train. Stab him right there. Stab him a couple of times. There you go. Lady saves the day. It's morning time. You've now pulled over somewhere. They've reached your destination. Everybody's coming out with those old school, cameras with the fucking, with the light bulbs that flashed once and burnt out. And then you wonder, what did they do after? Did they just carry light bulbs all day? How did that go? Not too well, did it? But nonetheless, they took your photo, your name. What's your name? They'll say, Donna Dagger Donna Dildo Dagger. They'll write that's the newspaper headline. And Donna Dildo Dagger saves the day from a bunch of thieves and train robbers. Donna Dildo Dagger gets a shot at the big time. Donna Dildo Dagger does her own stunts on a train. They make a story out of your life, Donna Dildo Dagger, because you decided to get the Dildo Dagger and change your life and get that extra security. You don't need it all the time, but when you do, you'll be that's just one instance, Donna. It's just one instance. Could be anywhere, anytime. Why, when you can have multiple utilities, why limit yourself with only one? We are, of course, working on this has been invented. We've created this. It's coming out. We are looking at different variations. We do want to work on the dildo gun, the little dildo pistol, because it could fail. A little tiny couple of bullets, pistol. You never know. A couple of bullets could save a life. Dildo pistols. Derivative of the dildo dagger. We're working on dildo smoke bombs as well. Not gonna lie to you, actually. We are in works of dildo nunchucks, cracking a dildo in half and have a little metal string come between them and just fucking nunchuck a fella. We're working on it, but enjoy the dildo dagger for now, ladies and fellas. If this goes well, which we believe it will, according to the Southeast Asian market right now, moving its way into Europe and hopefully by next summer in North America and all over the world by 2026, we've got some stuff working that'll really, really blow your minds as well, fellas, but you gotta stay tuned. What else is going on, ladies and gents? I believe Thailand is looking at alternate methods of seeking out fortune tellers, typically speaking. I've just learned that in Thailand, there's a good market for fortune tellers. Apparently, that's a thing that the Thai people love. A lot of people around the world do love them, but apparently it's in Thailand, never been, but it's apparently a thing. Typically, you'd go and, see a fortune teller. I've never been to one personally. I have had instances where family members have gone and seen a couple of fortune tellers, once or twice, maybe not that often, but it was a thing that I was aware of. And I'll say this, in Thailand, they're loving their fortune tellers, but now the younger generation is seeking out AI, ChatGPT fortune tellers. So they are going to technology instead of a human being to have their fortunes told. Pros and cons of this, I'll say this, with a real physical fortune teller, despite the fact, I'll say this, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not a, it's one of those things. I don't want to shit on anyone's career or life, because there's so many beautiful mysteries and wonderful capabilities that some individuals may or may not have, and I do definitely believe in the concept or the notion of an intuition or different senses, and really listening and reading, not reading the verbal text, but human behavior, learning essentially through observing. So I do believe in those things, but yes, there's definitely a big a portion of it is a lot of scams as well. It's not like this is not a new thing. A lot of it is it's a quick, cash grab from vulnerable individuals who are looking to, hear something. And these guys, it's not like that's their job. So some of them at least, regardless, I don't even know what I was trying to say. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't trying to, I'm not for it personally. I'm not going to go see a fortune teller. I'll say that. But, if it works for them, go see a fortune. Sure. Why not? But let's go through it together at least. Maybe with, the pros of, I guess, seeing an individual, it is an experience. I'll say that. It is an experience. So one of my things about it is I don't want to know anything that may or may not impact me in any shape or form. That's a little, that's the kind of juju I don't want to invite into my life. You know what I mean? It's a little bit, because you got to be, but nonetheless, to each their own. I'll say that. So there is, and some people do really enjoy it. Some people have it as a part of their lives. They go to it maybe once a week, twice a week, once, twice a month. I don't know. People do it differently. I guess you could say that the benefits of seeing an individual, a person, because now people are going out there seeking chatbots to tell a person that you are still getting to interact with a person. It could be there is benefits to it, I guess, as well as, pros and cons to everything. Just because I'm not a fan doesn't mean that it doesn't work for some people. Doesn't matter though. If with a person, at least you get to, have that human interaction. And it's some people, it is their job. So, you're paying a sum of money for a service. So I guess there's a small portion of the, it's actually a few $1 million apparently in Thailand alone. So it could be, I don't know how lucrative this could be. I don't know how big of a market it is, but nonetheless, it is a job. People do pay for it. I suppose, let's just break it down. Do I prefer human versus AI fortune tellers? I think that's the thing I want to focus on. Which is better, which is worse? The AI one seems like it'll be, depending on how much information you'd give it or how much information it's able to, scoop up on you, it'll, give you some sort of a analysis or some sort of a, prediction or read into the future. It's quicker, it's probably more efficient, it's in your pocket, you could reach for it anytime. It's not like, the downside of this is for the real human fortune teller, you can't fit them in your pocket. You can't, unless you can't have them with you all the time. That's a human being. That's going to be, and I'm not quite sure how often they'd be willing to see you, because they'd have to go see other clients. Whereas, if you need a read right now, if you need a reading, you could just reach in your phone, get a reading. That's not the same as your guy or your gal out there, the beautiful gypsy with the mole on her face. Nice, beautiful mole, good tits, fucking smoky eyes, little red lipstick. But that's the thing too. Another portion of this is actually the whole experience of seeing that beautiful gypsy with the mole and the shining, glistening tits and the cool dress. And she fucking spits on her hand and rubs it on your face. And I don't know, she tells you a couple of things. So you're missing out on that experience. the physical aspect of it. I guess if it came down to, despite the fact that, again, overall not a thing for me, but I get it. There's so many variations of people. People do enjoy things, and who am I to say you shouldn't or should? So fuck that. Move forward. Do I prefer you go see a fortune teller in real life versus the AI bot? Then there's the budget thing and accessibility. If I, gun to my head, katana to my nuts, I'll pick the human physical interaction, because it's one of those other things. You're like, oh, tech is coming for our jobs. I know it's one particular, it's not my job, but it's somebody's job, and I'm just like, oh, here we go. Now there's our fortune teller population going out of work. So yeah, I'd like to see you go back to the people if you could, but I also understand the need and accessibility right there. It's probably cheaper to see a chat bot as well. You're eliminating the human factor, man. That's they keep it. There's not going to be. The machine doesn't. Down the line, it might give it more information. It might be able to predict or tell you more about yourself. But who knows? I do like the. And dealing with a person, that kind of meeting maybe lasts for 45 minutes, an hour. But also because you're meeting with a person, that whole interaction could unravel into a whole new storyline in your timeline or in your lifetime. Could end up, having a fucking adventure with this individual. They might become a part of your life, a key, crucial part of your life. So human has its benefits. The artificial intelligence is cold and it's machine. So, I like it. It's nice. To each their own. But if I were to pick, I'd go with the human with the mole and the tits and the, or the dark gentleman who happens to play with cards or fucking sits in a smoky room with a crow on his shoulder. I don't know what they do, but nonetheless, here we are. It is, I guess it's Pride Week month. It's happening. I sat around and I watched for a little bit, and I said, let somebody else do this one. Let somebody else take this one. Let somebody else come up with this beautiful product. And nobody did up until, so I decided I'll make it myself. God damn it, I'll make it myself. Introducing the all-new gay and straight pill. That's right, take a pill and instantly turn either gay or straight by simply consuming a pill. Feel free to just change your orientation by taking this pill. It's super easy. It's just one pill, and you switch. Just make sure you take the right pill, because you could go back. We've not tweaked it up. We don't know how many times you can flip back and forth, but the pill is good to go. You take it and you can turn gay in a blink of an eye, or straight in a blink of an eye, and experience different. Should you be interested in, you should use it for yourself. Give it to your family and friends. I don't know what it does, but we figured it out. It just changes your brain chemistry, your heart's desires, and you'll be full-blown gay because you're like, oh man, gay pride month, I wish I could partake. There you go, now you can. Take the pill, partake. Once the month is over, take a straight pill. And this is actually, the best part of this is gift it to your family and friends and watch them just have entire new lives. Watch them have entire new lives. It'll be, again, we've not worked out how many times you can flip back and forth, but I would say, don't hold me to this. I'm not gonna get sued over this because it happens to benefit billions of people. There's always gonna be a few people who are always gonna be coming up and saying, I turned gay or I turned straight and now I can't turn it back. There's always going to be people with complaints, but guess what? We are serving billions of people on a daily basis around the world, and the majority of them are not saying it, whatever. They're keeping their opinions to themselves. So don't listen to the naysayers, is all I say. Take the gay or straight pill this Pride Month and have fun out there. Switch it up a little bit. Surprise your mom and dad. Let your mom and dad surprise you instead too. Have fun. Ladies and gents, what else is going on in and around? A lot of beautiful events. Like I said, it's just life keeps on giving, and it's just good to be alive. A couple of Chinese nationals recently traveled to, actually one of them was already in Michigan. postdoctoral doctor student at Michigan University or something along. It's a female doctoral. She's doing her doctoral work in university. She's getting her doctor. I don't know what kind of doctor. She's a doctor of sorts. So one of those doctors that's a doctor, but getting more doctors. Like, you know, it's like med, and then you got like pre-med, med, post-med, post-med. So post-med, it's not even med anymore. It goes back to the beginning once again. You got to become pre-med once more. It's so pre-med, it's not even med anymore. It's just pre, and then you just go back and forth between pre and post, and that disappears. And then what are you? 30, 40 years has gone by, just a blank, nothing. Doesn't matter. This current doctoral, post-grad, doctoral student / doctor practicing, it doesn't matter. Something in the medical field. There in the Michigan University, doing her thing, doing her biological thing, doing her biology or chemistry or whatever doctors do. And next thing you know, she's got her boyfriend who comes over from, I'm guessing, China, because it said 2 Chinese nationals. Boyfriend comes over, brings a toxic fungus, apparently, allegedly, all the stories that are, you know, who knows what is what, but nonetheless, brings the toxic fungus to the Michigan, and they catch him and they ask him, do you have anything in your suitcases? And he's like, no, nothing here, just regular Chinese national guy. And guess what? They discovered this toxic fungus, and he was trying to bring it to Michigan, and I don't know what he was planning on doing with it, but the toxic fungus apparently was, you know, could have been used to contaminate a lot of agricultural things and plants and all crop, maybe, I don't know. Crop toxin, you know, crop killer, you know, street name, crop killer fungus. Gotta get that crop killer fungus, take out, you know, competition between different, but this is it got my attention because I'm like, first of all, and I know we all kind of globally, maybe some of us, you know, it does matter how COVID was invented, you know, of course, gain of function, but, you know, where did it come from? China, that's what it is. Who funded it? That's a different story. Where did funding come from? That's a whole different story. So, you know, different hands, I don't know. Mystery questions. As we definitely know it was a gain of function. It was just created in a lab, but it did come from China. So this just got me, and I know the first story was like, oh, it's a wet lab, it's a wet market, as people are wet in the market and they're bathing and they're into bats and shit. But that's all gone now, ain't it? Ain't it now, love, ain't it now, yeah. Point is, China, as much as we all love each other and we're one global community, you already got to export one giant, you know, virus or whatever the fuck it was, this new, you know, man-made virus. So you don't get to bring more stuff in. This is like, if anybody gets to technically get, who knows where the funding came from, what the funding of who knows? It doesn't matter. The point is, it came from east to west, physically speaking. We can't have, like, fair is fair. Fair is fair. You can't send people with toxic funguses over to North America. Next time it should be, you know, we got to send something from the west to the east, because this shit it's, you know, that took out a few years, more than that probably, and it ruined a lot of lives. That one was on, you know, we'll put that just large sum Eastern, you know, trouble, despite who knows how it got funded, who funded it, where the lab, who belonged to, all that shit doesn't matter. Came from the East, came from China. The next time enough is enough. It's our turn now. It's our turn now. We get to export something to the world that'll, you know, have a devastating effect. If there's going to be another one, it'll be. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying if there's going to be one, I'm just saying it's probably best we consider. It's just, what's fair is fair. What's fair is fair. For the time being, I don't know what's happened to the Chinese nationals, but fucking let's pump the brakes. All right, let's all take a few steps back and examine what is at stake here. Big energy, of course. So next one. Our turn now. Our turn. It's our time. Okay? Fucking. I believe there is a travel ban in place right now in the beautiful United States of the Americas. Executive order, travel ban. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. It's roughly 10 to 12 countries that they're gonna, if you wanna, it's travel tan. It's self-explanatory, really. If you want to travel from 10, 12 countries to the United States, you got to get a tan. That's what it is. You got to get a tan. We've looked into it. There's not enough melanin on your skin. We need you to get more tan. Just do it. Look at the other countries, what they're doing, mimic that, and do more tanning. You get the tan, you come over. Again, look, there's roughly 198, 200, I don't know the exact number of countries, roughly 200, 198, I want to say, countries in the world. 10, 12 of you are not getting sufficiently tanned. There has been, again, this is not, I don't have anything, I don't know, I don't care. It's only 10. It's not even, it's 5% of the world population, okay? Figure it out. Whatever else they're doing out there, people are doing it, right? So just look around you. 188, 190 other countries are getting properly tanned, and they're coming and going and everything. So do whatever else they're doing, okay? Just so to ask yourself what I'm doing. Maybe you get a tanning bed. Maybe natural tanning outside. Maybe one of those reflective, aluminum, I don't know what they're called. You've seen old lizard, people sitting, and not high level lizard people, like, just like people who've just been, because there's different things. There's different lizard people, right? High level, it's fucking, hooty hoo, owl shit. You know what I'm talking, effigy lizard. And then there's just like regular population. You know what I'm talking about, leather skin lizards, the ones that just sit on a porch or somewhere in a, all you can eat restaurant, and then they come out and they roll them out, and there's a little pool somewhere. They roll after they've gone to the all you can eat breakfast buffet. They shove their face with bacon and eggs for $3.99. Somebody rolls them out onto a little chair, the lean back chair, and they just put them down beside the pool. And there's leaves in the pool, and there's no pool boy, but there's it's sad. And they're there, but they're liking it, and their skin is really just wrinkly and old and leathery, and you're like, how old is this lady? And man, then you can't tell after a certain age. You're like, is that 89 or 289? You really can't tell. It's just they're glisten. They look like a beautiful, you kind of want to eat them too, because they're like, from afar, if you squint, it looks like a nice little biryani chicken, or kind of like a nice Christmas or Thanksgiving turkey. If you squint, you could just maybe try biting them. I've never done it myself, but it does just a little licky just to see. I bet it's salty. Salty. We might even get a little bit. They're boozing. They are nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. The point is, it's a travel tan. Get a tan. Figure it out. People are doing it. Okay. Sorry, what's this? My apologies. It appears as though my colleagues have informed me that it's just a travel ban. Just never mind then. Forget the whole tanning thing. I got to work early this morning. Nobody briefed me about this. I thought it was a travel tan. It's just a travel ban. Relax. You don't need to go get extra mileage. So embarrassing. It doesn't hurt you to get more tan, I'll tell you that. Fucking stay in there, man. What else is going on in and around this beautiful planet? I believe, welcome to, I should just say this, welcome to, for this segment, for this portion of the experience, let's just, for a second, and go into it right there. Welcome to Hamas headquarters. That's right, you've joined me today here at Hamas headquarters. I'd like to just take you through a few, we're doing like, you guys probably enjoy the cribs, or, I don't know if there's a newer version of that, where this show, they used to go into celebrities' houses and they showed you their beautiful large homes. Very similar to that. It says, Hamas edition. Welcome to Hamas. It's just another day, another dollar, how as they say. daily activities we like to, I'll take you through a little bit of the old routine, tell you about our day, what's been going on. We gotta, as we're just like anybody else, we're business. You gotta spend money to make money. You gotta make money to spend money. You gotta, funding is a big portion of our operation. It's not easy. It started off very small. There's, external funding, internal funding. There's, disputes, this, that, and the other. You got heads colliding, divisions. It's a lot. But nonetheless, our daily activities consist of course, if I were to go through it today, it's just another Friday. There will be, 12:30. We are throwing a bunch of gays off the roof. That's just every other Friday we do this. Of course, that's before and after prayer. We do it twice, sometimes 3 times. To gaze off the roof, that's that. By 4:30 in the afternoon, just walk around in the streets. If there's any women, kind of like assault them, kind of like big, just set the tone, just backhand a couple of bitches if just regular, get everybody, cover them up more. We are working on, we do have the full attire. It's just head to toe, can't see a thing. It's kind of like, they're like, we are trying to get Ye to actually work on those outfits too, because there's a very close resemblance to the black KKK outfit and the whole, I don't know I forget the term for but you know what it is. You guys know what it is. So we put the ladies under those garbage bags, and that's from 4 to 6. Call for prayer, eat, get back to the office, get on the phone like everybody, like you guys run businesses, get on the phone, start running phone calls, get on the emails, type, make, trying to make connections, get fundraising, raise awareness. I'm sorry, hold on a sec. There's somebody, what is it? Just come tell me. All right, fine, just tell me from there. What did you find? You found what's her name? Greta? What's she doing here? Greta what? Thunberg. What's she doing here? How'd she even get here? I don't know what to do. Take her. Why is she here? Take her hostage. It doesn't matter. Just take her hostage. We'll figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're at it's just like I said, it's just like any other office, just like any other business. You always get interrupted by people. And it's just like, they say, bring in more people, bring in more help. That'll, alleviate a lot of pressure. And, just kind of like, sometimes you just got to do everything yourself. So apparently we just got a woman is apparently a young woman. This bitch has come in, apparently don't know much. Her name is apparently Greta Thunberg. She is, she's come here, and I'm going to have to figure out what's she trying to do here? She's trying to help us. She's trying to help us. Still take her hostage. I gotta figure. Listen, apparently she's here to help us. You sure she's here to help us? Like, not. All right, just keep her hostage for a minute. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Apparently, this bitch just came over and thought she's gonna help out a couple of men's. Well, we'll figure that out. So this is part of the job. So sometimes we do have people popping in, and not too often, but it does have. It's actually couldn't have come at a better time. We did need a little bit more money. We're gonna take her hostage, and let me just get on the phone and make a quick phone. I bet we could get a Westerner who's come over and trying to assist. Maybe we could use her to get some money out of governments. Hold on a second. Let me just make a quick phone call. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Hi there, North America, United States. Yeah, it's Hamas. It's Hamas. No, it's Hamas. Not Hamas. Hold on a sec. What is it? Oh, the accent. Right. Hamas. It's yes, we do. We got Greta to. Hold on. What is it? Thunberg. Gra. We got Greta Thunberg. Thunberg. We got her. We're gonna hold her here. I'm doing it. Hostage. We need lots of money. Lots of money. She will be. What are you? Hold on. I don't know what it is. They're laughing on the other side. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to figure this out. Don't worry, I got this. Lots of money for Greta. Why are you laughing? What do you mean we can keep her? I said it's a hostage situation, intense, heavy. What do you mean just keep her? We barely have enough space for us. What do you mean keep her? I said it Hamas. Can I speak with the manager, please? Somebody get me the manager, please. Hello? 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 They hung up. I will have to, sometimes business does come up. I do apologize. I'll deal with it after. Just keep her in a basement somewhere. I'll deal with her after. This is so embarrassing. This has never really happened before, to be honest. They just laughed and hung up. I said I'll deal with it after. God, Mustafa. Young guys just everything is instant gratification with them. I'll deal with it. So yeah, they laughed and hung up for some reason and told us to keep her, but I'm sure it says it's Thunberg, right? Greta Thunberg, right? Ladies and gents. What else is going on? This one is, I'll say this one caught everybody, it caught me off guard. I'll say this, it caught me off guard. I don't know what to, what happened? Yes, just over last night, just yesterday, in the last 24 hours, what happened? I'm talking beautiful Prezi Trump, golden haired, beautiful eagle man, Prezi Trump, and it's like and Elon Musk. This is, I don't know what's happening. This is, oh man, this is our top nigga with our, this is top nigga, boss nigga, I don't know what's going on, beefing with, Capo nigga. It's like, this is the family is right now. I feel like but I'll say this, before we get ahead of ourselves, people say that they're beefing, there's feuds or whatever, there's talking and there's beautiful friendship. There's beautiful friendship that happened before our eyes came together, they worked together. I don't know what has unraveled in the past few hours, but now they're at odds over a bill or something. It's about a budget bill, apparently. It's from what I know. I don't know too much. But this is, again, boss nigga with capo nigga, just seeing, just heads are colliding for some reason. They're not seeing eye to eye on this. And this is like, this reminds me of the time that, it's like, it's very much, it's like any family, it's like any friendship. Some people, we got to remember, and you're just trying to be there in the middle, just trying to be a good, just trying to do your best as a consigliere here, just coming in and just saying, let's all, what is even the problem here? I don't understand, to be honest with you. I think, but again, it does make sense, because I get it from the boss's perspective. You gotta come up with a nice bill. It's a big, beautiful bill.
No one's ever made a bill like this before. It's beautiful, it's big, it's got the budgets. We're gonna spend money, but we're gonna also not spend money. That's what a bill is. That's what a budget is. Allocating money to wherever you like and wherever you don't like. And sometimes you gotta make hard decisions. The decisions have been hard to make sometimes, so we made the decisions. They're good. It's good. It's gonna be a beautiful bill. Pull it together. Together. Gotta build. Gotta build with the budget. Build with the budget and get save money to spend money. Save money. Build. I tell you once, you make a lot of money. You gotta be smart with your money. You can't just be what I told you. I told him, don't go out there wearing the mink coats. He's out there with the mink coats and the fancy cars and the jet. I said, you gotta pull back. Next thing you know, they're gonna be coming in here asking questions as how the money got spent, where the money got spent, how the money got spent and where the money got spent, who made the money and who brought the money. They're gonna be asking questions. You're bringing in heat. I said, lay low. He's going out there getting cars. I said, return the mink coat for your life. I don't care how many kumas you got. Return the mink coat. Think over there for a second. Return the mink coat. What's the matter with you? I said, and I love him. He's a good kid. I grabbed his cheek. I said, Elon, I like you. I love you. You're like my son. You're like the son I never had, Elon. He's coming in here. He's been in here for 2 seconds. You think I've been in here all my life? I'm just staying here. You gotta just give it a little time before you go spending the money. Before you spend the money, let some other people spend the money too. You got a lot of money, Elon, I said. They're gonna be coming in here asking who's got the new Cadillac, and they're gonna be saying, why has he got a Cadillac if he's got his own car? And I said, just lay low. Return the mink coat. How many times do I gotta tell you? I don't care. Return the jewelry. You're spending too much.
And then you got Elon on the other hand. Understandably so, maybe. I don't know what's going on through his head. Got a business, and I don't have an Elon, to be honest with you. I don't have a business. I got a business. Got a business, and it's a business, and I don't know why the funding and the budget, there's so many businesses you could, totally, you gotta, just, if everybody's getting money, why can't I? I don't have an Elon. To be honest with you. But that's all right. I really don't have any light to it. Elon, come through us. Nice to meet you all. I'm the owner of X. I'm on Twitter. I don't even know what he sounds like. I've not listened to Elon speak that much. Gotta listen to him more. But I gotta tell you, it's just doesn't seem fair that the budget there's so many places we could cut the budget and the contracts, cut theirs out. Why does it gotta be mine for now? So this doesn't look good. He's a young capo, he's learning, he's an earner, I'll tell you that. When he's out on the streets, he's got his corner, he can earn. He's an earner, I'll give him that. And I loved him before, and I'll maybe love him again tomorrow. I don't know what's going on in his head. I said lay off the booze and the cocaine. Just lay off the chemicals, man. I don't know what's gone between these two, but I am rooting for, and that's the thing. Ye said it best. I believe Ye got in the middle of this, and I believe this is all of this coming together. Because yes, it's two of your favorite niggas out there, just who are maybe beefing. You gotta just remember, it's for the collective good, because we are a family. Let's not forget the big picture energy. On one hand, you have a trillionaire. On one hand, you have one of the world's most powerful men, both big and powerful in their own way. Both, have got their, personalities, and you could say whatever. But and again, this is you going in there and then trying to be a good consigliere, just reminding everybody that we gotta collectivize, we gotta get together, man. Keep your heads in the game. There's far greater stuff out there to be feuding about than bills and spending and budgets. We can spend and budget all day, every day. And I told him, keep one of the mink coats, but he's got to get them all mink coats. There's like 75 of these ladies out there. They can all be wearing mink coats and driving Cadillacs. It brings too much heat to the organization, if you know what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, peace out.